Saving $1 here and $2 there might not seem like a lot, but over time, those small changes can add up to some real financial breathing room. So if you want to cut costs without necessarily sacrificing your quality of life, start by ditching these common money drains. But before jumping in, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check below for some money mindset growth tools. So the first thing that you can probably ditch is probably storage bins. Because buying things to store things doesn't always solve a problem. Sometimes it's just organizing the chaos. So instead of spending money on cute baskets and plastic bins to organize stuff that you don't even use or perhaps you've even forgotten about, focus on decluttering. Because the less you buy, the less you have to store, which means you're saving money twice. You can also ditch pre-cut fruits and vegetables. Because in most cases, you're paying a premium for someone else's knife skills. Meanwhile, whole produce often costs less and might even last longer. And of course, there are exceptions. But if you're perfectly capable of chopping your own fruits and vegetables and you're only buying pre-cut for convenience, ask yourself if that extra $1 or $2 per item is worth it. And to you, maybe it is, and if that's the case, that's perfectly fine. But saving money often involves sacrificing some conveniences. And as we mentioned earlier, $1 here and $2 there might not seem like a lot, but over time, it can add up. And sometimes it's the little things that you overlook that cost you the most money. So with all that being said, this simple, easy swap can make a difference in the long run. Because if you're starting from zero and you're able to shave just $10 off of each trip to the grocery store, and let's say you go once a week, after a year, that's $520 that you can have in your savings that you don't have today. Another thing you can ditch are the Keurig pods. And yes, I understand that single-use pods are extremely convenient, but I also know from firsthand experience that they can be more expensive than ground coffee. A refillable pod, on the other hand, lets you use any coffee you want at a fraction of the cost. And over time, this one swap can potentially save hundreds per year, especially if you're a daily coffee drinker. Likewise, you might also consider getting rid of your subscription boxes. And I know and understand that they can feel like little small gifts to yourself, but oftentimes you might just be paying for stuff that you don't really need. These boxes often include a mix of different items, and while some of them can be useful, they might also include a bunch of random stuff that you would never buy on your own. And before you know it, you could end up spending hundreds for items that you don't use and you end up getting rid of. So one thing you might try is pausing your subscriptions and then seeing if you even miss it. You might consider selling a second or even a third car if possible. Owning an extra car can provide peace of mind because you know you have a backup. But when you consider the insurance, gas, maintenance, and repairs, it can also be like having another mouth to feed. So if the extra car is just sitting and your main car realistically meets your needs, downsizing can free up money per year and put some quick cash in your savings. And if you're not quite ready to get rid of it yet, maybe you can put it to good use and rent it out. Another small purchase that you might consider ditching is bottled salad dressing, because a mix of oil, vinegar, and a few seasonings can often do the same job for less money. Homemade salad dressing takes seconds to whip up, it doesn't have any preservatives, and it might even taste better. And there's obviously a markup on bottled dressing, and when you look at the ingredient list, you might realize that you're mostly paying for oil, water, and thickeners. You can also ditch fancy trash bags when you're looking to save money. Trash is trash. So as long as the bag is able to hold up for your needs, seriously consider if it's really worth paying more for scented and ultra strong versions. And keep in mind too that many store brands or generic trash bags might be able to get the job done for less. So if you're using high-end bags unnecessarily just to throw them away, that's literally money going in the trash. You might also stop buying scented candles. The cost of candles are all over the place, so you can find one for a couple of bucks. Meanwhile, some places are selling them for $40, $50, $60, or even $100 or more. And once it's gone, you don't really have much to show for it. So if you love a good scent, one thing you might try is simmering citrus pills and cinnamon on the stove or diffusing essential oils. You can get the same fresh scent and cozy vibe without the price tag. And finally, the last thing that you can ditch if you're looking to save money is garage sale bargains. Because a $2 deal is still a waste of money if you didn't need it in the first place. Just because something is cheap and cute doesn't mean that it belongs in your house. So before buying anything that you see at a yard sale, a flea market, or maybe the thrift store, ask yourself, would I pay full price for this item? And if the answer is no, walk away.